yo, quand j'étais petite, ma mère elle m'a dit t'es on a mission, écris donc des lyrics puis prêche les vite. Tu veux du l'autre money mais ta plainte est vite. Tu fêtes le tweet, 27 ans faire le kid. Faut tu pop campagne, Carmen champagne. Grosse bébine mauve, couche le magicien dans van. Ton ride est en panne, fait que tu roules des balades pour des foules de madame. T'es tu love marimé, t'as du gloss sur le body. Tu te frottes sur le volet, ta moyenne est trop petite, fait que tu te choques sur le mat. T'es fake account pour te moquer, Facebook peut me croquer, toi tu peux les tromper. Moi j'ai rien à montrer, c'est like what?
Fermé d'une couch, ton rock man j'ai même pas de bouche. J'ai juste un vide trop gros house. Mais l'autre is the spot. Tu veux m'enfermer d'une couch.
Hey, what is up, you trainiacs? Brandon here from Go Headquarters, bringing you the full breakdown for today's workout. Today we are getting after some front squats for strength, and then we've got a fun Metcon involving some dumbbell lunges and everybody's favorite, burpees. So let's get you guys warmed up. Today for the warm-up, we're gonna do a 400-meter run, but I want you to put it in reverse because you guys are running backwards for those 400 meters. Super tempting to bail out partway through this because 400 meters seems like an eternity to be running backwards, but I want you guys to give that a shot. I want you to mix up which muscle groups you're using and which motor patterns are in effect, okay? So 400 meters worth of backwards running. Then we're gonna move into 3 rounds of 30 per leg mountain climbers and 10 high elbow rotations. So we're starting to get into some muscles that we're gonna be using shortly hereafter. So for your mountain climbers, if you guys have sliders or something, by all means, feel free to use those at home. I'm gonna demo without them. So I'm in my push-up plank position, shoulders above wrists, basically a flat plank. I'm gonna bring my knee forward to kind of touch my arm or maybe shoot through in between my arms, and then I'm extending it all the way behind me. So I should have a straight leg behind me and a really tucked knee in front of me. Now we don't want your body doing this, guys, so we wanna keep a nice still plank throughout your mountain climbers. So 30 per leg there. For our high elbow rotations, we've got a barbell. You could do this with a white bar, but I find that really hard to do because the lack of weight doesn't pin my hands down. You'll see that in a moment. So I've got an overhand grip on the bar just outside my shoulders. I'm gonna bring this up to my front rack. The whole point of this drill is to mobilize our front rack so that we have a good front squat position. So right now, elbows are low, keeping a full grip on the bar. I'm just gonna rotate my elbows up as high as possible. That's 1 rep, and then back down. Rotate back up, pause for a second, that's 2. So now it's super tempting, guys, to kind of start to lose some digits here. So as we rotate up, it's tempting to lose a pinky, maybe even the ring finger, but I don't want you to do that. I want you to keep a full purchase on the bar so that we're actually stretching out all those lines of tissue that are gonna come into play later. So when we get into front squats later, you can bail out on a digit or 2, but right now for this drill, I wanna mobilize that tissue. So 3 rounds, 30 per leg mountain climbers, and 10 high elbow rotations. Now let's mobilize our legs a little bit. So on this one, we're gonna do 1 round, 10 per leg knee push-outs, 5 per side squat turns, and then a whopping 5 air squats. So what are those knee push-outs? Coming down into the bottom of our squat. So heels are shoulder width, toes are angled out slightly, knees are out nice and wide, chest is up nice and tall. I am going to grab my shoes, arms are inside the legs. I'm gonna keep my left knee pinned out in this example while I push out on my right side. Okay, so I'm gonna do 10 of these pushaways. Now you could take a hand and push this way as well. If you're super mobile, you may need to get into that because this way you kind of run out of reach. So anyway, 10 on this side, and then of course we need to switch and do 10 on this side. Now after that, I want you to stay down here. So now I'm gonna keep a grip on one shoe and keep a knee posted out while I release this side and rotate through my spine to reach up, and I'm looking where I'm pointing. And then come down, switch sides. Okay, so this one we're alternating. So it's 5 per side, 10 total on that one. And then we're just gonna do 5 air squats. So we wanna make sure we're getting below parallel, standing all the way up. Hopefully our hips feel pretty good after all of that. And by good, I mean a little bit funky, but limbered up. So 1 round, 10 per side, knee push-outs, 5 per side, squat turns, that one's alternating, and 5 air squats. Now let's get a barbell and add a bunch of weight. So ahead of us, guys, we're gonna do some front squats. I'm just demoing with an empty bar, mainly so you can see what's going on. When I load up with 400 pounds, you can't see through the barbell as well, see what's going on. Just kidding, I can't do 400 pounds of anything. So our routine, we're gonna do 2 sets of 10, 3 sets of 8 front squats, climbing in weight as we go. And if we're just back on the barbell, we're just getting reacclimated to these things, I'm probably gonna cap you guys at about 50% of your 1 rep max by the end. So that last set of 8 is only maybe 50% of your 1 rep. So we're back to the position we were in for our warm-up, guys. We've got a good grip on the bar. We're gonna take our elbows up nice and high. If we're using squat racks, hopefully we set all of this up before standing up out of the hooks, okay? So make sure you're setting that up properly. Then you'll back out of the cage, so my elbows are up nice and high. That's gonna maintain. If we need to lose a pinky or lose a ring finger, that's cool. Another way of doing that is say, hey, I'm gonna put a peace sign, a peace symbol on the bar during my setup, and then just go high elbows from there. For those of you with mobility issues, that's probably your jam. But now I'm maintaining that high elbow position. I'm in my squat stance. I'm gonna sit my hips back and down, knees out, elbows are up. That's the main cue we're gonna use in a front squat because all the squatting cues are the same, but the elbows tend to fade. And when the elbows drip down, everything else follows. And then it becomes a hot mess technique-wise. So elbows up is probably the top cue I'm gonna use when I see my athletes front squatting, okay? So 10, 10, 8, 8, 8, climbing in weight as you go, ending with about 50% of your 1 RM. If you've been squatting, feel free to add some percentages to that, guys. So that's your strength routine. You're just resting between sets there. So 2.5 minutes between sets while you take your time to like limber up, breathe, add more weight, that sort of thing. And now let's get into the Metcon of the day. Tough combination. We're gonna get into 5 rounds for time, 16 dumbbell lunges, and 8 burpees, okay? Now that's 16 total lunges, 8 per leg. So basically every time a knee taps the floor, count it as a rep. So we've got our trusty dumbbells here. Go as heavy as you guys possibly can on this one, but I want your lunges to be unbroken. If you're having to break up the lunges, you've either come out too hot or you've just gone too heavy. Maybe a little of both. So 3, 2, 1, go. I'm gonna step back and down, tap that knee to the floor, of course, and then stand all the way up after each rep. So I'm gonna do 16 of these bad boys. Make sure on that 16th rep, guys, you don't do one of these and stand up without the weight. Make sure you come up with the weight. That completes 16, and then set the weights down, and then drop into 8 burpees. So jumping back, chest and thighs to the floor, jumping forward, and then jumping up with our hands overhead during that vertical jump. Okay, so 5 rounds, 16 total lunges. I would do those reverse stepping. That's the way we're gonna do them here at Go Headquarters. Keeps everybody in place, followed by 8 burpees. So that should be a nice lower body workout for you guys, plus burning some calories on that conditioning work. Hit it hard, stay safe, guys. Keep punching. We'll see you next time.